Hi, this is Joe Ellison, and I'm back with another excerpt, the eighth, from my coming-of-age fantasy novel, Mr. Lake, a tale of King Arthur's Round Table set in 1960s suburbia. Let us join the action as bully boy Larry Tucci tries to recruit our heroes, Joe and Billy, into something that smells of skullduggery. Here we go. Larry snapped at him. "Shut up and let me tell this." He almost lost his temper, but he got a grip on it. He tried to sound all sweetness and light. Even so, he couldn't keep the edge off his voice. "On the other side of the pond, I see Lake walking. He looks drunk. He's tripping over himself, slipping on the rocks. I think he's going to break his neck. I run all the way around to catch up with him." "Ah," I gave him the dig. "You got a good heart." His edge slipped out and sliced at me. "Zip it, Marino." Larry pulled it in again. Anyway, I caught up to him. He says he's looking for his cat. He sounds spacey. I say, "There's no cat here. I don't see any cat." He says, "Of course I don't see his cat. You can't see his cat without his things." "What things?" I say. "The things in his house," he says. I say, "Why don't you go home and get them? I figure if he goes home, he'll sleep it off." But he says he can't go home. He says they're watching his house. I say, "Who?" He says, "The rats. They're watching his house. They want his things." He says they're looking for him. He can't go there. He says I should sneak into his house for him and get his things. He begs me. My dad went fishing with Johnny Bruno once. Johnny was in the fish business. My dad caught a mackerel. Johnny wrapped it in a newspaper and put it in an ice chest. Dad loaded the chest into the trunk of his Plymouth. When he got home, my mom had one thing and another for him to do. He forgot the fish. He left the car parked in the sun for 2 days. The ice melted. Then Dad remembered. He opened the trunk and almost dropped dead. It stunk so much, we got a new Plymouth. Larry's story stunk as much as Dad's old Plymouth. "So he begs you," I said. "So what?" "So everything," Larry said. "Lake'll go bananas if he doesn't get his things. And who knows? Maybe they will help him get his cat back." Larry let that last remark sink in. I felt like I was standing up to my knees in his bullshit. He was lying about the cat he didn't see, the cat he fought Leon for, the same cat he wanted to help Mr. Lake find. Then he dumped another load on us. "Look, I'll do the hard part. I'll go into the house. I'll get the things. But you guys gotta watch the outside." I gagged on the stench. "For what?" "For the rats," Larry said. "What else? They're watching the house. The old man said so. You two gotta play lookouts. Because if you don't, I swear, if Peach Fuzz and Frankie and those guys see me coming out with Lake's things, you can kiss 'em goodbye. I'm not crossing the rats again. I learned my lesson. If they catch me, they can have everything. Lock, stock, and barrel." Billy piped up. "These things Mr. Lake wants, what are they?" Larry stepped back, surprised at Billy. He glanced down at his feet. Then he got pissed. "What do you mean?" "They're things, old guy things, personal things." Billy hung in there. "Like what? What sort of things help you find a cat?" Larry ground his teeth like the gears on Billy's Columbia. Lake told me what his things are, not you. He told me. He's got rights. He wants to be private. That's his business. You got no right to ask me. If you want to know, ask him. I took a shot on the rebound. He's asking you. Larry's vein bulged. His eyes bugged. He turned redder than a cardinal. Before he came up with something to say, I cocked an eyebrow at Billy, hoping he'd catch my drift and go along. Larry, are you talking about Mr. Lake's golden goblet? Well, maybe Larry is, and maybe Larry isn't. The only way you're going to find out is if you buy a copy of Mr. Lake. And the links to which you can find below in the description. It is available on Amazon in either Kindle ebook or paperback format. And while you're down there in the description, you will find links to my other works, to my Amazon author page, to my website. And I would be pleased if you'd click on them and go there and take a look around. In the meantime, I would also appreciate it if you would like this video and subscribe to this channel. Well, that's it for now. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope to see you again real soon.